Hey guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about credit scores, how to increase your credit score to over 700. We're going to be talking about tips and tricks on what I did to increase my credit score to over 800 and so how you guys can do it too. So I hope you guys all enjoy this. If you guys do, hit that like button, subscribe. We talk about everything credit related, credit cards, credit rewards, even travel. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Do it right now. And guys, let's jump into this. So having a good credit score is one of the most important things you guys can do for your financial future. I'm going to give you guys two scenarios. Scenario one is somebody with a good credit score. Imagine somebody wanted to buy a car and the car cost near and around $25,000. Obviously, they don't have enough money to put it forward, but one of the things they do have is a good credit score. Imagine they had an interest rate near and around 3.5% because they have relatively good credit with a total loan term near and around 60 months. This would give the monthly payment near and around $454. So the total interest they would pay is near and around $1,200, which honestly, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that much if you compare it to somebody with a bad credit score. Now, somebody with a low credit score below about 550, expect to have an interest rate near and around over 10%. So we'll make it even crazier and say 15% just to put things in comparison, because there is still very, very high loans for people with low credit score. They wanted to buy that same car for about $25,000 with the same loan term of 60 months. Their total monthly payment would be almost $600 a month, and the total interest paid is over $10,000. So one person with good credit scores, $1,200, another with bad credit scores over $10,000. There's your example. Having a good credit score will save you so much money. Obviously, if you wanted a loan with like a mortgage, this could be tens of thousands of dollars that could be literally saved from interest. Now, some of the other major benefits for having a good credit score is going to be a lower interest rate, of course. It's going to be better credit cards that offer better rewards and higher chances of getting mortgages and even rentals. And even some jobs nowadays will often check your credit if it's in the financial industry. Now, some of the major consequences with having a bad credit score is everything just the opposite of what we talked about. You're going to have a harder time getting loans, and the loans you do get approved for, expect a very, very high interest rate just because you are a major risk to the bank. You're going to have a hard time getting good credit cards, or you're going to have secured credit cards which lack reward. Also, expect to have some denial for rental applications, because why would somebody want to rent you an apartment if they're not sure if you're even going to pay it on time? All right, so now that we talked about the pros and cons and why having a good credit score is important, what is the number one thing you guys can do to improve it? Obviously, the first thing I would recommend doing is to make sure any credit card you have, you don't miss a payment. Payment history is the most important factor for your credit score. And a missed payment can stay on your credit score or credit report for up to 7 years. And lenders can see this, so it just decreases that credit score. Now, if you're watching and you're just getting started in the credit world, one of the things that you guys can do is to set up auto pay, so you never have to worry about it. Now, even if you just set it up for the minimum payment, that is better than nothing, but I would highly recommend paying it off each and every month so you don't get hit with any major interest. Now, credit card interest is some of the worst interest I've ever seen. You can easily find credit cards with interest rates over 30%, which is pretty much for every $100 you use that credit card, that is $30 in interest over the course of a year, which is terrible. So make sure you guys pay your payment on time to increase that credit score. Another very important factor with your credit score is going to be your amount owed. Ideally, you want to keep this under 30% utilization rate. What this means is if you guys have a credit card for $1,000, you don't go out and you spend $1,000 on stuff. You want to keep that under a minimum of $300. Keeping it under 30% for your utilization rate will really help with your credit improving. Now, this is a way where you guys can really improve on your credit. If you guys maybe have a credit card with $1,000, it's maxed out, you ideally want to get that under $300 to see a drastic change in your credit. So there's two ways you guys can do this. One is to cut spending. You want to cut spending on things you guys can cut spending with. Some of the major ones is eating out, coffees. Those habits that you guys get very, very attracted to. Energy drinks is one that I did, but you want to really try to decrease those daily spending and then use that money for your credit card. Now, if you guys can't find any ways to cut money, the next thing is you have to increase your income. So you can start side hustles or even lawn care removal, snow removal, stuff like that is what I did as well to help build up extra income that you guys can use to start paying off some credit cards. Doing this will really, really help your credit score because it'll show the banks, hey, I'm making my payments, I'm doing well, and I'm keeping my utilization rate under 30%. All right, the next very, very important factor with your credit score is going to be length of credit history. So if you're watching this at 18 years old, one of the things that I would highly recommend doing is to just open up a credit card. Open it up and cut it up. You don't need it, but what you want to show is you've had a credit score or credit card for a very, very long time. This will give banks insurance to go, okay, they've had a credit card for 15 years. They've never missed a payment on it. So maybe we'll give them a lower rate. That's the way you always have to think. Even if you don't use the credit card or use the products, it's still good to have to show that you've had it for a long time. Also, with your credit score, one of the more important factors as well is credit mix. You want to show a bank that you know how to manage a variety of different credits, whether it's a credit card, a mortgage, an auto loan, a personal loan. You want to show that you know how to manage it, you know how to pay those bills on time and even pay them off. Doing that will help increase your credit score as well. You may see a little dip down in the beginning because they will often pull your credit to take out some of those loans, but over the course of a year or so, expect those to go up as you pay those payments off. All right, the last factor that I do want to talk about that can really, really help improve your credit is new credit. You don't want to open up new credit cards every day, every week, or even every month. I would recommend doing this a minimum of about every 60 days. You guys can pull your credit. If you do it too much, it kind of makes the banks look at you and go, he needs money ASAP. Something could be going on. Let's lower the rate, right? That's very, very important. So you don't want to open up a new credit card often. You want to just be consistent, right? Paying those bills. And then if you find a credit card and it's been a couple of months, then you can get that new card. You just don't want to do it very, very often because it can decrease that score. So these are some tips and tricks and things that you guys can do to increase your credit score. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and take care.